the Niners have 21 players, 9 of them as starters. That's the most. Is this the most ever?
It's not the most ever. There were 2 teams that had 12 back in the day.
That.
One of them were the Ravens, and I forget who the other team was.
I feel like it was the Chiefs at one point, but I don't think you can ever see Chiefs with 12 people starting, but it's possible.
I know the Ravens had 12 at some point. So, but it's the most by far. It's not even the most by like 1. It's the most by 2 players. Yeah. The most any other team has is 7.
Yeah. So how you feel? Like this is an accomplishment. Oh, here's my question. How important is it to have a Pro Bowl selection? And what's the difference between being selected to a Pro Bowl and being an alternate in the Pro Bowl? And does it weigh the same?
It's muddy, man. So the players care a lot about the Pro Bowl because they'll build in incentives into their contracts. So, for example, Charvarius Ward, he got an extra $250,000 this year because he nailed that. Also, Brock Purdy's 4th year tender number went up by about $250,000 as well after being named to a Pro Bowl. So yeah, it's some extra money. And $250,000, Charvarius Ward, undrafted free agent. That dude didn't make NFL style money for the first 4 years of his deal. Whenever he signed with the Niners, he did, but this is huge. Brock Purdy, same thing. These are 2 guys. One was undrafted, and one was the last pick in the draft, that they're not making that money early in the first 4 years of their NFL tenure, but now that helps them out. So it's huge. The players, it's a recognition thing. And if you want to see like how much it matters, look at what happened to Antoine Winfield and his teammates at Tampa Bay. He got snubbed. Look at Brandon Ayuk getting snubbed. Look at Dre Greenlaw getting snubbed. It matters. But we did get 9. Should have had 11. 9. We still got the most. Should have been 11, but that's okay. It matters to the players, and it matters money-wise. Contract negotiations, it matters.
Can I just say that it may matter in another way as well, and you can kind of agree to disagree? My man JP Hella Hard 2800, our good friend, we're still praying for your success. Your recovery, right? Says after Pro Bowl, let's hope we're still playing when that time comes. And I think we all can agree that the Pro Bowl doesn't mean anything because the Super Bowl should be the only bowl that's on their mind. But let's talk about Hall of Fame status.
It matters, man.
Okay. Wait. Because people saying F the Pro Bowl, and I'm not talking about JP Hellahard 2800, even though he just literally said F the Pro Bowl. But I don't think he's thinking from this mindset like in the future, because we had a player who was a starter for the San Francisco 49ers, probably one of the greatest San Francisco 49ers of all time, who is a nominee this year. And how many Pro Bowls did Patrick Willis have? And he's still not in the Hall of Fame. So does the Pro Bowl matter?
It matters a lot because he only had 7, I believe, right? So 5 All-Pros, 7 off the top of my head. And like you look at this, it matters. Trent Williams just had his 11th Pro Bowl. 11th.
But this is only CMC's 3rd.
Yeah,
he's far off from Hall of Fame status.
He had those 2 years that were off with injuries. And so, yeah, like Pro Bowl's not the only thing with the Hall of Fame, but it does matter because the very first thing, again, and we do this all the time in the off season, which I love these nostalgia episodes where we go through and like first thing I'm looking at, okay, how many All Pros? All Pro is the most important.
All Pros.
Pro Bowls are number 2, but
then
now
Super
Pro Bowls
right?
doesn't have the weight. Super Bowls matter. They shouldn't matter as much as they do for the individual because, like, if you're
it's a team thing. Yes, sir.
More of a team thing for quarterbacks. Yes, I think it matters. And people can say, well, wins aren't a quarterback stat, but whatever. I don't care. But, like, okay, I'm looking at this list right now. Tom Brady has the most Pro Bowls, 15, right?
Damn.
There's 4 players tied with 14. Tony Gonzalez, Merlin Olsen, back in the old time, Peyton Manning, Bruce Matthews. Like, all these guys are in the Hall of Fame. Jerry Rice is tied for 3rd with 13. And now you've got Trent Williams. He's right behind 11. Them with 11. 11's impressive.
Just quick off the top, 49ers win the Super Bowl. Does Trent Williams come back in your opinion?
No.
He's rides off into the sunset.
He deserves it. He's never been on winning teams until he got here.
I would cry. I'm going to cry. I cried when Joe Staley retired.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen a 49er staple, and he was a staple.
He
right?
was. He's like 10-year club. You know what I mean? Like that dude.
Like literally, I was like, dang, but the Niners had a plan. I would assume that the Niners would have a plan, but just off the top of your head, if he retires, who do you think that contingency plan would be at the left tackle position? This show is straight off the cuff. This is not scripted. We are just having some fun.
I don't think it's there.
It's got to be there.
If it is, it'd be Jalen Moore on the left and Colton McKivitz on the right.
Okay, homegrown plan. I got you.
But like that's not what you want. You know, the 49ers got the plethora of picks next year. El Guapo, do you know what a plethora means? Sorry. I love that movie. But like you got to get somebody. Like if I could choose,
That's what I'm
drafting
saying.
O-line. O-line should be what you're drafting. You can't go pay somebody.
Okay.
We can't do that. You got to
We can't
trade. You could trade, but I don't think they could afford left tackle money right now.
I think
trading. Draft is the way to go.
Okay, there it is. First round pick, left tackle. It has to be the left tackle.
I would trade up. I would probably again based on what happens, but we have so many picks. I think we currently have 11 draft picks. Yes, 11 draft picks.
Yes, sir.
Slated.
Yes.
Man, I would trade up. You know, we'll be picking 32. Yeah, that's right. I said 32. You jump up kind of 26, 25, see if you can get somebody if it falls. This is a heavy offensive tackle class.
For those that are new to football, John just said that we're picking 32nd. That means that we are winning the Super Bowl. That's what John just said. That John just said we'll be picking 32. If you don't know how
we're winning the Super Bowl for 2 years.
I know, but I know. I'm just putting the preface out there that without you saying that we were winning the Super Bowl, you were saying we're picking 32nd, which in my brain says, oh, sugar snaps, we just won the Super Bowl. Because the only way you could pick last unless you trade the pick at 32nd is if you win the Super Bowl. John, I love what you just did. I was just giving you your props. But there's people out there that are kind of like, how? How are we picking 32nd? We don't got the 32nd picking. Nah, we finishing first, meaning we're winning it all, which means we draft last in the first round. Feels good to have a first round draft pick. I know we shouldn't be there, but I thought to bring that up because I'm looking at I want to win this Super Bowl because I want Trent Williams to literally ride off into the sunset.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot,
right. Yeah.
You know, find some way to continue to be a part of the organization. I don't know what they would do. Shout out to my boy Daryl Granville, man. Breezy, come celebrate with the CT Faithful this weekend. I probably would try to do that. Let me give you props and some shout outs, man, because I will be home this weekend. And so maybe that's something that I can kind of get up there and do. All right, John. It's good that the Niners earned the Pro Bowl. The next time we'll be talking about celebrations for the San Francisco 49ers will probably be before the Super Bowl, which will be like the awards night, right? And so we got some things, you know, MVPs, offensive players of the years, things like that. We've given our love and our accolades to the players that broke records, set records.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.